Hello, namaste everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. If you joined us in our last episode, we spoke about stepping into your spiritual calling as a healer and why it is the moment now to rise. Today, we will go one layer deeper. There are so many new age and spiritual words being thrown around light codes, ascension, 5D, downloads, shadow work, purging, and so many more. I'm sure you must have heard it. People hear these terms, but they don't always know what they actually mean. And that creates confusion, right? Misunderstandings, and sometimes fear. So today we are going to help you to decode them. And this is your guide to understanding modern spiritual language without the fluff. So, hi, Dr. Aashwini. We have Dr. Aashwini with us.
Oh, hi.
Ashwini, before we jump into the details, into the terms and the meanings, can you please explain why this episode is so important?
Yes,
Why we
yes.
need.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being my um, co-host on this beautiful podcast. And I think this topic is my favorite again because there is so much which, there are so many terms which we can share about and talk about and bust so many myths. Okay. So, why is this topic so important? Why is this episode so important? Language shapes experience. People use these terms on social media, right? In healing circles and even in coaching sessions or therapy sessions, but without actually understanding the meaning of them. And when words are misused, spirituality becomes confusing instead of empowering. The whole objective is to empower people, not to confuse people, but then people are confused. Our today's goal of this particular episode is to bring, first and foremost, clarity, secondly, grounding, and most important, practicality to make sure that using these terms and understanding these terms becomes very practical.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ashwini. So, can we start? Let's start with the trending ones. Now,
Yes.
can you explain what is light codes?
Okay. So I think people must have heard light codes, this word a lot. Light codes, light codes basically are energetic information packets. It's information in energy form. Now, this is a frequency that someone's soul can interpret. Okay. A lot of people get light codes in meditation. You must have heard people saying that, I downloaded this light course in meditation. So people might feel them during meditations, healing sessions, or moments of clarity. To put it in very simple words, this is energetic information which comes to them in meditation. And it's actually a frequency. It's just that the person, the healer, the soul is interpreting this information as an energetic information.
Hmm. So basically, it is something which you receive when you're in a one particular state of
Correct?
meditation
Correct? Correct?
or vibration. You because of some things you just understand some, you know.
Yes.
So basically,
Perfect.
it's an understanding, and
Yes.
yeah, when you're in that, in that serene
Meditative.
moment, meditation, it's like aha, something comes
It's
in.
like aha moment. Yeah.
Like how Archimedes had the aha moment, while he was
Absolutely. What a beautiful
bathing.
example. That was actually a light code because that became something which became part of the revolution in the later years. We all study about it. But Archimedes had an aha moment. Just like that, light codes are informations which just come to you in a moment, and your soul interprets them as a frequency.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. you're relaxed. In bath, you're just in surrender mode. Like same
Surrender.
like when you're in meditation, you're in surrender mode. And yeah,
Perfect.
wonderful.
And I'll add one more thing. Since you mentioned about bath, you know why a lot of us download information or get these aha moments in bath, and why did Archimedes get that aha moment in bath? So our brain, this is the science behind it. This is for, people like you and me who want to understand also how it works and what, why it works in certain manner. Our brain waves go through different states when you and I are talking or when we are at work, when we are working. In a typical on a work day, our brain is into beta mode where we are understanding, talking, analyzing, all of that. Then our when we are little relaxed, now imagine you are just back home from work and you are relaxing a bit. Maybe you're sitting on the couch and you are relaxed, you're having a cup of tea, maybe there is some music going on. When our brain goes a little into a relaxed mode, that is called as the alpha waves. Our brain goes into alpha waves. At the start of the meditation, our brain goes into alpha waves, and as we go deeper into meditation, we reach what we call as the theta brain waves. Okay, now theta brain waves is where your brain waves have really slowed down. Now, when our brain waves go to theta, and when the brain waves go into a very deeper theta, that is where the aha moments happen. Okay, also, very deeper state of theta waves is where we are almost going into sleep, into a more active sleep. You can say not a very deep sleep, the kind of dream waves, the kind of dream state. But theta is also the place. So alpha and theta are both, a little upper levels of theta and the little lower levels of alpha is where we often get aha moments. Now, when we are in shower, our brain waves relax. That's why we always feel, after coming back home, why do you feel so good after taking a small shower? Because our brain relaxes when we go into shower. So because Archimedes, when he was in the bath or when he was in the shower, his brain waves went through a deeper state. And that's where he had the aha moment. Similarly, when you are in a deep meditation, your brain just gives you aha moments after aha moments. And that is exactly where the light codes can be downloaded. For people who are habituated to meditation, they will know how to get into theta without going into deep sleep. Because for someone who has never gone into meditation, who's never done meditation, automatically they start the meditation and the next moment they say that I just went off, I went to sleep. That is because they are not habituated to meditation. But when you meditate for really a long time and when you train yourself to meditate, you will often go into theta mode. And even when you are, doing something else, you will get those aha moments. And that is the reason why a lot of healers, a lot of advanced masters, a lot of advanced practitioners get light codes when they are in meditations. So thank you for bringing that Archimedes things out, because it actually will help our viewers understand that why our brain waves relax when we are sleeping, when we are meditating, and when we are in bath. So light codes can be downloaded in one of those circumstances, and yeah, that is exactly how this works.
Wonderful. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. So now let's jump on the second one. So this word ascension.
Okay, I think we all hear this word a lot, and many people think ascension is going up somewhere. Okay, so ascension is not going up somewhere, it is just expanding your consciousness. And the
Hmm.
most easy example of ascension I can give someone is ascension is shifting your vibration, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions from fear to love. Okay,
Hmm.
from fear to love, from fear to faith, I can say. The journey of ascension is the journey of letting go of all fears. Because the third dimension in which we live, the reality in which we live, we there is a very dominant emotion of fear. People are selling fear anywhere and everywhere you go, right? A lot of people take decisions out of fear. They take decisions not to, so people choose things not what they want, but they choose things to avoid what they are fearful about. Okay, I'll
Hmm.
say that again. People choose things, take decisions in life, not about what they want or what they would like to experience. people choose things and take decisions to avoid what they are afraid of. Okay. So ascension is where you start choosing from faith, from the power of your connection to the universe, from the feeling of not feeling the fear. The more you heal the fear which is dominant in your vibration, the more you are moving towards ascension. I also feel that ascension is where you shift from spirit, ego. Now, ego is not I am great. Ego is fear. Ego is the voice of fears which tells you ki you will not be able to do this. Very simple thing, when someone starts becoming, moves into spiritual healing or spiritual coaching as a profession, a lot of people around them will tell them that, it's difficult. How will you get clients? Where will you start from? Why have you quit your job? A lot of things people will say. But apart from what people will say, you will also have that inner voice of fear which will tell you, what if it doesn't work out? What if, I'm taking this leap of faith, but what if it doesn't work out? That is the voice of ego. So moving from the voice of ego to the voice of awareness, moving from the voice of fear to the voice of faith, moving your vibration from dominantly being fearful to being trusting the universe, is what the whole journey of ascension is all about.
Sounds good. I think easier said than done for so many people. But I think you keep practicing and you get there.
Yes, it's a process, it's a journey. I feel for all of us, it doesn't happen overnight, but we have to consciously make a choice that I will choose more faith than fear. And this is the place where the power of mentors and coaches comes into your life. Like, I remember when I learned this for the first time, that there is a way of life where you need not be stuck in the fearful energies. I had like an aha moment. I felt, oh my God, is that even possible? But how it was possible? Because I was constantly being mentored by my mentor, and my mentor was showing me the way how to shift from the whole fearful perspective to the world of faith and to the world of trusting the universe. And it was a gradual process. Every day I had to consciously make choices not to choose fear. And I was always being guided by my mentor. And that's why, I always say that it's a step by step process. Make that choice every day for days, for weeks, for months, for years. And that is how you slowly move. It's a beautiful journey, but you have to choose it.
While we are at it, can we just talk about awareness a bit? So, awareness.
Sure. So now, most people ask me, what is awareness? Awareness ka matlab kya hai? Is awareness just is just a word, but basically awareness is where you know what's going on, but you are not coming to any conclusions. You are not coming to any judgments. Okay, the absence of judgments, the absence of coming to conclusion is what awareness is all about. And why will I say it's absence of judgment and conclusion? We often, as a human race, we were always told that we have to come to some conclusion with something. Okay, I'll give you a very simple example. I'm wearing a pink dress. Okay, so awareness is I'm wearing a pink dress. Okay, I'm putting it in very layman language. But conclusion is pink dress makes me look fat, or pink dress makes me look thin, or prints make me look thinner, or prints make me look fatter, or So these are the way we think of things in life. We always like to conclude and judge something. When we meet a friend for the first time, how many of us, the first statement which we make is, oh, you gained weight or you lost weight? Both of them. You know, what if you can just be in awareness that, okay, someone may have gained weight or lost weight, but you need not talk about it always. Okay, you need not come to a conclusion about it always. And I think the biggest problem in today's world is because we want to just come to conclusion and judgment, we will stop being aware of things. Like, someone is the person is the way they are, and we should be very much aware of that, the fact that. So this was a very beautiful thing which happened, which one of my clients used to come to me, and she would say that she has two people who work with her. One person who works with her is very good at work, but that person is not very good at things. She uh, keeps the things here and there, and she takes lots of leaves, but
Hmm.
the work is very good. And there is another person who is very regular, but her work is not that good. So I said, what do you choose here? So she said that, actually I want the other person to work the way I want, but I like her skills, but I don't like the fact that she doesn't show up on time enough. So I said, what if you could only tell her to do stuff for that particular day and not plan for the next day? And what if you are aware of the fact that she is that way? And then it started working, because she said that, okay, the day she would come, I would make her do all the work. And the day she would not come, I would make some other, options or alternatives possible. Now, she was being aware of the fact that her worker was like that. Was she judging her for that? No. But that awareness was very necessary. But we immediately go into this person is good and this person is bad. Okay. And I said, how much do you need her? Can you go without her? And she said, probably I can find another person. And till the time I find another person, I will just work with her. Now, she did not come to a conclusion immediately, but she was very much in awareness. What if we are aware in every aspect of life? What if we are aware, even when we are eating food, what if we are aware that, okay, this is the last spoon of rice I'm eating. I think I'm full. I shouldn't take one more spoon of rice. But we often go in memories that, maybe biryani is my favorite dish and I love biryani. So I every time there is biryani, I will have more because it's my memory that I love biryani. But on one fine day you wake up and you realize, actually now I don't love biryani that much. Today I don't love biryani. Does that mean tomorrow I will not? Maybe tomorrow I will. Access consciousness, the modality which we practice, it taught me one thing: to be in awareness every moment without coming to any conclusion. And I just love that. It's so beautiful, right? So when we talk about awareness, since we moved from talking about ascension to awareness, I would say that be aware of your emotions every minute. What are you feeling right now?
And then ascension is going from ego to awareness. So this is important part to be discussed as a part of ascension technically.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely. To be
it's
aware
actually
every moment. To be
every
aware
moment.
every
Yeah, it takes practice and it takes a while, and you may fall off the wagon,
but come
but
back.
you should get back on it. Yeah, yeah, and then it will make a lot of difference in in your life. Yeah, thank you,
Exactly.
thank you for such nice
Yeah.
explanation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so can we? So now let's go to this particular term, 5D or fifth dimension.
Yes.
What is 5D?
And many people ask me, because when we come from this whole world of mathematics and physics, we think that three dimension, four dimension, तो ये fifth dimension है क्या? So
Hmm.
basically, dimensions are not places; they are states of mind.
Hmm.
Okay, they are states of mind and they are states of consciousness.
Hmm.
When we see we are in 5D, we
Hmm.
are in a state of consciousness where we are connecting more to possibilities, to compassion, to unity consciousness, because the third dimension. So, okay, so let me put it this way: fifth dimension is a higher state of mind. Okay, fifth dimension or 5D is a higher state of mind where we are trusting, to go back from ascension, again, quoting ascension here, where we are in the whole energy of faith in the universe, faith in each other, and
Trusting our intuition
trusting our intuition,
or gut
tr-
feeling or whatever,
trusting our,
and using it, not just
yes.
ignoring it. Basically,
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So in third dimension, third dimension is a very fear-bound box. So if you look at
Hmm.
dimension, the third dimension in which the earth was there for the longest point of time, there was a lot of separation consciousness. People believed in fear more. It was a very box thinking, very logical, linear approach. You do this, and you do A, you go from point A to point B. Okay. In 5D, it's not linear. Okay. So life, I think something which this is what which people will experience as they move on the path of from third dimension to fifth dimension. they will see that they start trusting the universe more. They start seeing that there is nothing right or wrong. And also, people will believe in unity consciousness, which is you don't believe in competition anymore. It's always
Yeah,
collaboration.
I was just going to say, yeah, that is a very good example to give that.
Yes,
Oh, when you start, as you said, when you start a new business, the market is full of this particular skill. So if you're starting now, you will not get so many clients because
exactly.
everybody is doing the same thing. This is
Correct.
what
Correct. Correct.
everybody is a coach now. So basically, that's what I heard.
That's the
Everybody is a
third
coach.
dimensional thought. But what
Everybody
I,
is a healer. So
yes,
now you enter this market, the market is already full. It has been there for past 10, 12 years. Everybody is doing this. So that is 3D
3D
consciousness.
consciousness.
And in
Yes.
5D, it's like, it's okay. Whoever needs my services
Yes.
will come
Yes.
to me. If they don't come, it's okay because the planet is also
Absolutely.
rising the vibrations.
Yes. And there I always say this, there can't be enough healers. Because right
There
now,
are
yes, there can't be enough healers because the world needs more and more healers. So when someone says that, like recently someone asked me that Ashwini, you are someone who teaches healers, right? Because I'm also a teacher. I teach people to start their own healing business, and I help women start their own healing business right from the scratch. That is what I am as a profession. So someone asked me that Ashwini, when you say that, aren't you creating your own competition? That was a very common question which people asked me. And my answer was, to be very honest, there can't be enough healers and I can't be everywhere, right? I will be only able to cater, say, even if I'm catering to 5,000, 6,000 people, this world has so many more people. And I will only be able to cater to 5, 6,000 people maybe at a time. But there will be more people who will be needed. Also, looking at geographical location, probably, when I do something like a sound bath, I can maybe only
Hmm.
accommodate 20, 30 people. But if I teach
Hmm.
100 more people the same thing, 20,000 people will be impacted. What people feel is if I'm teaching 20 people, my 20 clients will get distributed. No. God will always give me the clientele who needs my service. And I've always observed
There
that.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
there is
power
this
of.
saying, right? You give man a fish, you take care of his one meal. But if you teach the man to fish, you take care of his
all,
entire
all,
life.
all the life. Yes.
So
That's when he,
all in good. So ultimately, it will add up to your good
yeah,
karma or your
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
knowledge. You're distributing knowledge.
And also, this whole thing about competition was created by the third dimension. There is no
Hmm.
competition as such. No one can be you. Even
Yeah,
if
you
people
are the
have
only
their,
original piece.
you are the only original piece. And you are not just the original piece. I also believe, just like how we have fingerprints, right? Similarly, we have a unique vibrational print.
Hmm.
And, there are clients who have to come to me. They will make sure that they come to me.
Hmm.
And the clients who will go to my so-called competitors, I don't consider anyone competitor. It's
Hmm.
basically they're also, we all are doing the same work.
Hmm.
We need more and more people. It's like, how when a new building is being constructed, there are hundreds of laborers who are building the building, right? So we all as
Hmm.
healers are creating the new dimension. We are creating the
Hmm.
5D together. We are together, Diana Cooper, our teacher, talks about how we are
Yes.
going towards the fifth dimension. So
Yes.
fifth dimension is not a place, it's a state of mind where people do not believe in competition, where they believe in collaboration, where they say that, let everyone do their best and we all are creating a bigger world. So lower qualities like
Hmm.
jealousy and fear will not come in the fifth dimension. Okay,
Hmm.
because you are unique and no one can
No
take away what
jealousy,
is
no
yours.
fear, no scarcity, no
Scarcity.
competition. Yeah, yeah.
Also,
And
no linearity.
compassion.
Yeah, also we are not operating in a linear way. We are not operating, yeah. So that's one of the more things about the fifth dimension. I gave a help
All
talk in I gave a talk in one of these places called Help Talks, where I have mentioned in detail what is 3D, 4D, 5D. I'll also attach the video below this so that people can watch that in detail and they can, probably learn more about it.
wonderful.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, so now let's move on to the next word, manifestation. So everyone
Hmm.
uses this word.
Yes.
It's very common. If you see like so many healers and so many coaches, they have
Yes.
these workshops.
Yes.
Manifestation,
Yes.
manifestation. So
Manifestation.
you can manifest it. So
It
what
was the
does it
word of the
do?
year. I think it was the word
Well,
of the year for 2024. Manifestation
2024,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
word
yeah.
of the
It's
year.
eight,
So,
right? Number eight was the total of 2024 and
yes.
infinity and then
Yes,
it
yes,
is
yes, and it was the word of the year for that year. So basically, manifestation, to put in in simple words, it is the process of aligning your thoughts, emotions with the desired outcome. Okay, I'm going to go a little
hmm,
bit one step behind, and I'm going to talk about something called as the science of future creation. What is the science of future
hmm,
creation? Our thoughts create our future. Okay, the law of attraction has always spoken about that. What is the science behind the law of attraction? The science behind law of attraction is that you have the power to create your own future, each and every one of us. When we create our desired future, we say that we manifested something. Okay, if I have to manifest a new house, say for example, I think of a particular way, I want to have a new house, and the moment I get my keys of my new house in my hand, what will I say? I manifested my new house. You know, I read the word manifestation first when I was 10 years old. Okay, this is something which not many people know. And me and our mother, we used to read the Bhagavad Gita, right? And we used to read it on every Janmashtami. And in Bhagavad Gita, there was a very beautiful explanation, because I used to start reading the meanings of the, because it's in Sanskrit, right? And I used to read the meanings in English, and me and my mother used to read that. So in that there was a word unmanifest and manifest, and we used to always wonder what exactly, because this was, I'm talking about the 1990s, right? When I was in school. That is the time I'm talking about when I read this, and that word stayed with me because it was used in the English translation of Bhagavad Gita, the words unmanifest and manifest. Fast forward to 2009, when I read the book The Secret, I read the word manifestation.
hmm.
Basically, manifestation is bringing something into matter which was not existing before,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Hmm,
And to put it across with the science of future creation, I will say that when we align our thoughts,
hmm,
emotions,
hmm,
and actions
hmm,
with the desired outcome, it is not magic, it is energetic alignment. Okay, because energetically you're aligning to it, plus you're taking practical efforts, plus you're having emotional clarity.
hmm,
Okay, so energetic alignment,
hmm,
emotional clarity, absolute clarity of emotions,
hmm, hmm.
and practical efforts create a desired outcome, and that is exactly what manifestation is. So manifestation is science, it is not some woo woo. It is
Yeah,
the power of aligning your thoughts, actions, and emotions with an
yeah.
intention, and you get there.
Yeah. So some
You
people
have to get there.
say willpower also, right? So willpower plus practical effort plus emotional
Emotional
clarity.
clarity. Yeah, because many people are not clear about what they want emotionally. Because
Hmm.
for the longest period of time, people were taught to not pay attention to their emotions, because people believed that thinking about emotions, or we spoke about awareness, being aware about your emotions was considered being emotional. Basically,
Hmm.
what we are talking about here is, do not be emotionally imbalanced, but be
Hmm.
emotionally clear. And why do people get emotionally imbalanced? Because they do not have clarity about emotions. But the moment you get clarity of emotions, you align your thoughts, and you align, like you said, you use the willpower, you use the power of your mind to focus on it, and you take practical steps. That is where you reach
Practical
manifestation.
steps, yes. And so practical steps is also important. It cannot be just like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It
nothing,
can't be,
you don't do any work and you expect like magic to happen. It's not that like
it's
that
not going
also.
to happen. Yes, yes.
But
You have to
then
take efforts.
working with negative mindset is bad for manifestation. So you
Yes.
need to have that positive,
Yeah.
energetic alignment, as you
Energetic
said,
alignment. Yes.
alignment or willpower. Mm.
Yes. Also, one more thing is very important in manifestation, which people underestimate a lot. It is the power of guided actions. Okay.
Mm.
Or I would also use the word inspired actions. So when you are in that state and when you take actions, because many people feel that taking actions is also pushing too much or doing too much. But the power of inspired action is when you get an inspiration, you take action and you create an outcome. You have to make sure that it's an inspired action, not a compulsory forced action which you're taking. Because if it doesn't come from inside, if it doesn't come
Very
from within,
awesome.
yeah.
Sounds perfect now. Yeah. Inspired action. Yes.
Yes. In our breakthrough and vision board workshops, I think I can talk on the topic manifestation for one full day. That is where, we do our
You
breakthrough
have a manifestation workshop, which you
Yes, yes.
talk today on. You already have so many.
Yes, we already have
You've done so
manifestation workshops.
many
Yes,
workshops, and they are very popular. I know.
they are very popular because the moment I declare manifestation workshop, it gets sold
All
out
the
immediately.
yes.
Yeah. So people like manifestation workshops a lot, and in
And
vision.
people have seen results. Your students,
Yes,
they
of
have
course,
seen
of
results.
course, of course. We have all beautiful testimonials from all our students who have spoken about how they have manifested things which they thought were impossible. So, I'm using the word they thought were impossible. They were not impossible, but they thought they were impossible. But, they did achieve them, and it was very straightforward and a step-by-step approach. So, yes, taking action, inspired action is very important.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to the next word, downloads.
Again, famous, people say, I had a download. I had a download. Light code and downloads, they go a lot together. So, again, downloads are intuitive messages that come suddenly. They come as insight, like insight from your higher self or from guides or from some higher power. So, this is very interesting. The word insight, if you know our company's name is Unicorns Insights. When this whole idea dawned upon me that this is what my life purpose is, and I would really love to make a difference in lives of people through my work. And I was thinking, what name should I give my company? And for the longest time, I knew that this idea had come to me not in thinking, but in an insight. What's the difference? Thinking is when you're overthinking, analyzing, like Gary Douglas says that thinking is thinking. Analysis is paralysis. When we do a lot of analysis and a lot of thinking, we do not reach somewhere, we just move in circles. But insight comes to you as a aha moment. Immediate, it just comes to you. So this whole idea of becoming a life coach came to me one day when I was sitting in a meditation, just like every day. And that time I was in a job, and I remember for me, I thought I was going to work in finance all my life and retire at the age of 60 with lots of money and just with a very fancy work experience as a banker. But that was what I had planned for my life. But in one aha moment, I got this insight that this is what my work is supposed to be. And you often you question things like, will this be a full-time profession? Like I said, the voice of fear always puts you, at that time I was just before I started doing this work for a living. So that was an insight which came to me. And I always told when I spoke to my mentor, I told her, I got this insight that this is the kind of work I will be doing. And that was why I knew that insight would be the name of my company. But then I thought कि सिर्फ Insight नाम के तो 1,000 companies है. There are so many companies which have the name Insight. And then I realized the connection I had with unicorns. Probably we will need to talk about unicorns maybe in another podcast. But that's why we started with the name Unicorns Insights, because unicorns continue to be a part of my unicorn guides continue to be a part of my spiritual team. And that's why, of course, we called it Unicorns Insights. That's the story of how our brand came into picture. But to actually define the word downloads are nothing but insights which come from a higher power. Typically, downloads will happen when you are meditating, where you are in the nature, or even when you are in the shower. And we spoke about light codes. Light codes are downloaded, and what a lot of things we download. Some of the things we download include light codes. There are many more things which you can download, but downloads are again energetic, intuitive messages which come to you from a higher power, and they definitely have some relevance in your life. So when you are giving a tarot reading or an angel card reading, or when you're doing any divination service for a client, a lot of things which come to you come as downloads. Okay, and these come.
Yeah, can I say something? So basically, light codes are more technical in nature, and downloads can be about anything. Is it
And
right?
downloads can be more subtle as well.
So,
Downloads are a broader term. Light codes
broader
is,
term.
yeah.
Huh.
Light codes is
So
more focused.
downloads can be like something like Aashwini I think we should do a podcast on unicorns next. Yeah,
Yes.
and we for specific workshop on how to program or how to conduct my therapy, my therapeutic workshop
Correct.
program.
Correct.
The details like the basic points or it's
Yes.
that's basically a light code. So
Perfect.
it's
Perfect.
very
It's
like
very particular.
how
Yes.
to treat a patient, what are the technical aspects, like
Yes.
what specific
Yes.
treatment should be patient can be a light
Yes.
code,
Yes.
like how
Yes.
activities got was specific answer to a specific
Specific answer. Yes. So light codes are
problem.
very specific. And
Mhm.
many people also think light codes are images, but light codes are not just images, although images are very important parts of light code. So, for example, when Master Mikao Usui downloaded the Mikao, the Usui symbols, Reiki symbols, they were specifically like, we have a specific symbol
Hmm.
for,
Huh.
for healing, or we have a
Hmm.
specific symbol which is for the
Right.
distance connection. So they were
Yeah.
light codes. Okay. So
Light
like you
codes.
said, light codes are specific. They would
Hmm.
include messages, they would include artwork, they would also include music. So when
Hmm.
I feel a lot of people, when they make music, or
Create
when
music. Yes.
they
Yes.
are light
Make it.
codes. All books which people, most of the authors will agree to me, if you are an author, you're watching this, whatever you write is not, it does not come from you, it comes from some source. Okay, and
Right.
that's the beauty of creativity. And that is how
Hmm.
light codes are very specific. Downloads is a more
Creativity,
general.
downloading creativity is light codes.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Very nice. Okay, shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, please.
So, okay, Akashic Records. It's a
Okay.
catchy thing. It fascinates so many people, and that
Yes.
also is very popular nowadays.
Yes, 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 yes. So
What
Akashic
Akashic?
records, yeah, they are believed to be a non-physical archive, a non-physical library of every soul's journey. Imagine if there was a book to be written about your all lifetimes,
Hmm.
right from the first lifetime you took till now.
Hmm.
And imagine that it is not in physical format. Like, this is a book, it's a physical book. This book is my book of appointments. I've written which client is coming when. All the details are written. But this is in physical form. I can touch and see. Akashic records are not in physical form, but they are an archive or a book of records of every soul's journey, each and every soul's journey, past, present, and even potential futures. And
Hmm.
to put it in simple words, it is the soul's library of wisdom. It is all the
Hmm.
lessons you learned, all the experience you had, and it is in an energetic format, which means you cannot touch and feel the book, but you can access it. There are different methods of accessing it, through a meditation, through automatic writing, through the prayers, through working with the higher beings like angels and ascended masters. There are different ways of reading the records. So Akashic records consider it as a statement, a book, a non-physical record of your soul's journey.
Energetic record.
Energetic record, yeah, of your soul's journey.
Hmm. Of course, journey, yeah, because what are your lessons going to be, or what you have learned so far?
Experiences.
Hmm.
Exactly.
And you can access that by
You
going
can
through
access that,
meditation. There are
yes.
certain ways to do that. There's a specific how to do it. There is a
Yes.
specific, and
Yes.
you have a class for that too. I
We
know.
have a class 2 which is going on. We are halfway done with the
Yes.
class. Halfway it's remaining. It's one of the most interesting classes which students have
Yeah.
been really
And
enjoying.
also popular because people love to
Popular,
know
yes.
what,
Very popular. Very
and it
popular.
helps actually knowing. So sometimes I
Yes.
think when people can use Akashic Records is when sometimes there is some problem or some issue in their
Yeah.
life which is not resolved, like
Yes,
something
yes,
chronic,
yes.
some
Yes,
pain,
yes.
like
Chronic pain.
they've been to
Like,
all doctors, they've tried all
yes.
medicines and therapy and diet, and nothing is helping. And then what is the exact thing which will help them?
Correct.
Akashic
Correct.
Record will have the answers, right? This is
Yes.
how it
Yes.
can
And I
be.
also tell people that, when you do Akashic reading, make sure that you do it only if it is very necessary. Don't open
Hmm.
Akashic for everything. Don't open Akashic. I had a fight
Hmm.
with my husband and now I'm going to open Akashic records. No.
Yeah.
Don't do it
Yeah.
for little
Not to
thing.
become. it's not to be taken lightly.
Not to be
It's a
taken
very,
lightly, not something trivial, and not totally for also understand, not for entertainment. Because
not
I
for
had
fun
friends,
and
yeah, I had friends who said, "Hey, wow, you know, past life. Next time, talk about it when we meet." No, it's not a pajama party topic. It's not a casual thing. It's a very sacred thing. And I also tell students that don't stay stuck in the, maybe you saw in like someone sees in past life they were a thief. So I don't want you to stay
Mm.
stuck in that energy and I was a thief in that life. No, don't go there.
Mm.
Don't stay
Mm.
stuck in the drama. Understand why that life is being shown. See it as an observer, as a distant observer of it, and then work with it. So, that is exactly what Akashic records are.
Okay. Mm. I think this Akshik record also will lead to the one big podcast.
Will be
One
another podcast. Yes, we can talk about it
minutes
so
are
much.
not enough. We are getting these downloads now. We need to do the
Yes,
next
we are getting downloads.
podcast.
Yes,
Akshik
yes,
records, podcast on unicorn.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. We'll discuss in detail over there.
Sure.
The next word is alignment.
Hmm.
Alignment.
Alignment. Okay, so alignment is bringing your thoughts, beliefs, words, and actions in the same direction. Okay.
Mhm.
If I'm thinking of music, I'm working in technology. My
Mhm.
actions say that I want to be an actor,
Mhm.
and my words are something else. I'm not aligned to life. Most of us, most of the people currently were never thought that they have to be aligned with their life. Okay,
Yeah.
so we talk something, we do something, and we think and feel something else.
Yeah.
Alignment is where everything is together. Where, if I deeply believe in, say, a cause, if you deeply believe in a cause that, you want to make you want to see all the living beings happy. Okay.
Can we include the Japanese term ikigai, like something like that?
Of course, the Japanese term
No, because people
ikigai.
many people have ikigai, I think, and they
Yes,
will
yes,
know.
the Japanese term ikigai, which is also I talk about Swadharma, what Lord Krishna has spoken about, that, doing everything which is aligned. Okay, so
Yeah.
ikigai talks about something you love doing, something you are very good at, something which gives you money so that you can live the material life, and something which the world needs. When
World
all
needs.
of these four, yeah, when all of these four intersect, that become your ikigai. And if you see all the successful people in the world,
Hmm.
they have followed their ikigai. Okay. So if you see whether there are sports persons like Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar or Mahendra Singh Dhoni, or any of the sports person, or whether you
Yeah,
see,
there's a very clear way you explain, like
yeah,
Swadharma. Basically,
Swadharma.
alignment means you are doing your actions, you're thinking in that way, and
Yes.
you walk the talk. You don't just think or you don't just preach, but you
Yes.
also do walk the
Yes.
talk. So
Yes.
your words, your beliefs are that, and then all that comes in line, and then you're actually doing it in your daily life,
You're
which
doing it in
is
a day-to-day life.
practically, which earns you money. So
Yes.
yeah, things just flow in all directions towards
Yes.
that one thing, which is your swadharma, which is
Which is your
your dharma,
Swadharma, which is your Ikigai. And
which is
when people's lives are misaligned, life feels heavy. Why are
hmm,
most people unhappy today? Because their life is misaligned.
or even tired. Just think that if you do the work which brings you joy and which helps people and which you're good at, of course, so that people will actually get the benefits of it, and which makes you earn a living and leads your normal, natural material life, because ultimately we are human beings on this planet and we are living and we
Exactly.
need materialism to survive. So to do
Exactly.
that,
Exactly.
when you do all this, then things flow freely, and
Hmm.
then that makes you don't feel tired, you don't feel unhappy at the end of the day, you are not stressed, you're
Yes.
not worried, right? The worry, the stress, all the negative aspects of otherwise a hectic life, like whatever jobs and everyone is doing, people are tired, they are
Yeah.
bored, they are
Absolutely.
unhappy. So then this is not there, you don't get all these negative emotions, means you're in alignment.
Exactly. And
Wow.
it's very specific to you, like for example, I always say between me and
Each
Anagha,
person.
Yeah, it's so much for each person. So between me and Anagha too, there are some things which she is so good at, and if I try doing that, I get tired, and then there could be something which I'm very good at, that is my forte. And
Yes.
that is for everyone, whether it's someone from our team or whether it is any person on this earth. I remember I
Mm.
was talking to someone, like, I spoke about this in one of my previous videos as well, that someone, talking to people, and just by talking to me, people get breakthroughs. It comes very naturally to me. I don't have to do anything for that. Okay, but
Mhm.
similarly, like, like my mom, she was such a good, our mom, she was such a good cook. She could just put her hands on any dish and it would be like, it would taste so well, right? Or there are people who are, they just, when they sing or when they dance, they are so good at it, you just keep watching. Then there are people
We
like,
feel happy just by watching them. Yes, it gives us
exactly.
happiness. It gives us, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
And
I
they
try
are
to make
good
the
at it.
same. Yeah, and I try to make the same food with my mother's recipe, but it doesn't taste 10% like that, because that's not my, no, that's not my thing, but it was her thing. And there are people in this world who are doing, like, the chefs, I always talk about it, that the chefs, the way they make the food, no one else can make that. The way someone can, like Shreya Ghoshal or, Lata Mangeshkar, the way they would sing, no one can do that. And the way Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar would play, no one can do that. So that is exactly your Swadharma, your Ikigai. It's not, but just because Sachin Tendulkar plays cricket, I remember Sachin Tendulkar had come to our office because he was our bank's brand ambassador, and a lady asked him that, Sachin, my son, I want to make sure that my son also becomes a very good cricketer. Do you have any tips for him? He is right now in the fifth standard or fourth standard. So Sachin Tendulkar gave a very simple, beautiful answer which stayed with me. He said that, first ask your child, does he like to play cricket? Does he love to play cricket? Is he very passionate about it? Because only if he's passionate about it, he's going to be the best at it. But if you want him to become a cricketer because you are a Sachin Tendulkar fan, or this is what used to happen, right? When we were growing up, everyone wanted to become an engineer. Okay,
Mm.
there are some people who are very good at it. We have the most amazing people who are very good at it. But there are people who could be good at something else and they are just in engineering because, people think that, acha, intelligent hai to engineer bano. You could be intelligent and you would be needed more into some other profession, right?
Mm.
Maybe there were people who were good with, medical skills and they became the doctors, but there were some people who just went into doctor because their father or their mother or they themselves thought that that is the most happening thing. We take decisions in life which are unaligned because we think we are bound by duties, we are wanting to fit in. Also, we want to do tick marks in life, na? Like my friend, I remember once we were talking and she said, Abhi sab ho gaya, now I only want a child. Then my full life is tick mark. And I was like, okay. So most people think that life is about tick marks. Tick mark ho gaya,
Mm.
tick mark ho gaya, tick mark. But when most of the people who are doing tick marks, are they really aligned? Like I read this saying that most people are running very fast, but they are running nowhere. They're just running fast because that is what happens when life is unaligned. Do the things which you truly want to do the things which you love to do the things are which give you joy, which you are amazing at, and then you will be aligned in life. So alignment is when you are, your thoughts, beliefs, words, actions, your choices, your decisions, everything is the same. जो आप बोल रहे हो वो आप कर रहे हो, जो आप कर रहे हो वो आप सोच रहे हो, and you are feeling happy about it.
Very nice. So, that can we say that when we are misaligned, we feel
Yep.
heavy, and
Yes.
when we are aligned, we feel very light.
We feel light, we feel happy, we are always, some people say na, why, how are some people so happy always, ऐसे कैसे
Yeah.
bubbly रहते
How
हो?
are you smiling all the time? Yes.
Because you are aligned, and someone who is always sad and they
Mhm.
have been the customers to a lie which the reality sold them was, life is supposed to be difficult. No, life is not supposed to be difficult. You are making it difficult by doing unaligned choices. A lot of people also do unaligned choices because they are trying to impress the people.
Hmm.
Either they are
They're
trying to
trying to
impress
fit in. They're trying to be a part of some team or some.
they're
Yeah.
trying to impress people, they're trying to impress their loved ones, or they are even worse.
Mhm.
Chalo, at least impress your loved ones is one thing, but people are trying to impress the people they hate. Because my neighbor got a Gucci bag, even I'm going to get a Gucci bag. Do you really want a Gucci bag? Do you really like it?
really like Gucci bag? Do you really need it? Do you really
Do you
want it?
really need it? Yeah. And again, I'm not against, anything, please buy what you like. But do you really, if you really feel you like something and want something, only then buy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not saying here that,
But
be
this is true. Yeah, yeah. What you said is true. There are like so many people who are just in competition and they just want to do
just
the
because someone
ticks.
else got.
They want to
Because,
impress someone and
yeah,
they want to be in the latest trends.
yeah,
And that may not make them happy. That may not keep
exactly.
them aligned to their life purpose because they are running after something else and not
It's
being true to
distraction.
themselves.
A lot of times when you're unaligned, you are just distracted by life. You are just
Hmm.
trying to do what everyone
And
does.
then you don't follow your true purpose, and then you don't follow your Swadharma.
Yes.
That
And
creates the problems.
absolutely. And we spoke about awareness, right? The key to living your aligned life is your awareness. When you're
Hmm.
exactly aware every step, you will slowly get aligned. So alignment is the key.
Yes. Okay. Let's go to the next word now. So shadow work. What is shadow work? Which
Again,
is a very powerful term and it's a very
yes,
powerful thing. But can you explain what it
yes.
means?
And again, now as I'm talking, I feel we will need to make another podcast for shadow work because it is a very, very powerful term. I think shadow work is working with the hidden, wounded, rejected parts of you. At some point of time in
Hmm.
life, we must have felt rejected, we must have felt sad, but that's not our reality, right? But what happens is we just put a lid on it and we walk away as if nothing happened. And most
Hmm.
people think that they call themselves strong, but actually what they have done is they are not just not acknowledging what has happened. So, whether it was a rejection you felt in life, maybe, you went for an interview, you got rejected, you did not get a job, or maybe you were thrown out of a job because the company had to shut down, or maybe they just decided to make your position redundant and people feel rejected. Okay, you feel rejected because you feel that, okay, this happened to me because maybe I'm not good enough. And that continues to
Hmm.
stay like a wound within you. Now, days pass, months pass, and maybe you go and get another job and you feel as if nothing has happened. But that wound somewhere still stays because you were really hurt and you did not acknowledge the hurt. Now, that creates a part of you which is called as the shadow. Now, every time a similar situation arises in your life, you will start operating from that same wound because you have not acknowledged and healed that wound. So you tend to be fearful
Hmm.
about little things in life. You hear news about job loss in America and you're sitting here in India and here the market is not that bad, but you are panicking and you're getting panic attacks and you don't know why you're getting panic attacks. It is because that part of you is still not healed.
Hmm.
Okay, there is a part of you which still feels rejected and which you still feels that, oh, what if this happens again? Shadow work happens when we actually sit with that wound. We go back to that wound. We see what happened. We acknowledge things. We stop blaming others. We stop blaming ourselves. We start taking, we start understanding that, even if that was what happened at that point of time, I still deserve love and happiness and joy you know and I always feel that patterns like rejection, betrayal, a lot of people suffer
Hmm.
betrayal.
Hmm.
Maybe relationships break up
Hmm.
and people suffer from betrayal. People feel injustice. People feel that मेरे साथ ये
Yeah.
सही नहीं हुआ, किसी और को वो opportunity मिली, मुझे नहीं मिली. The wound of
Hmm.
injustice. So I've
Hmm.
written about all the wounds, the 5 wounds, which are injustice, betrayal, abandonment, rejection, and humiliation. The 5 wounds of which are typically the wounds of
I
most
think
people.
perfectly put. These are the wounds, correct. And I think it's a process, right? Shadow
Yes,
work means
yes.
it's a process.
It's a process, and I think it takes a lot of courage to do shadow work because I always tell people
First
that
to accept,
yes,
first to accept. It takes a lot of courage to accept that you
to
have that.
accept and acknowledge. Yes,
Hmm.
and the way we begin with shadow work is if someone is triggering me, if someone is if this person is there and who is acting very nasty with me, what is it in me which is attracting that? And I work on that pain within me, and then you heal. And that's how I feel, Joe, what we said, that the knots gets untangled. Shadow
Hmm.
work is the root of all healing. So I tell people that if you've done shadow work, probably you really worked hard on yourself. And shadow work is something which I tell each and every person to do if they're really looking to make their life better. Of course, it only comes to you when you are ready. A lot of people may not choose to do it because maybe they are not ready. But otherwise, if we do not do the shadow work, we stay in the surface level healing, and it just keeps us moving in, circles. It's like a labyrinth. You keep just moving in the same pattern, like a spiral again and again. But when you do the shadow work, you go to the root cause, you uproot the root cause of whatever was the issue. And basically, it is not just healing the darkness, it is integrating the unintegrated aspects of us. Okay, I
Beautiful.
know that there is a lot deeper in that, and maybe we will
Yeah. I
talk
think
again
yes,
about it.
another podcast coming
I
up
think we are
on
getting different
shadow work.
topics for podcasts. So,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Ashwini, inner child healing. So I think this also is one of the very
Shadow.
important
Yeah,
words
yeah.
people
Yes,
hear, and it's one of the aspects, one of the things you can do shadow work. It's
yes, yes,
when
yes.
you
So,
make
inner
it
child
what is
healing.
inner child?
Yes,
What is
inner
inner
child.
child?
Okay, inner child healing is a key aspect of shadow work because a lot of, sometimes when we don't understand why things are happening in our life, like patterns, the root may go towards our childhood. The
Hmm.
experiences we have in childhood define a lot of our experience we have in adult life. So they
Hmm.
say that we are living the same first 7 years of life again and again. The first
Hmm.
7 years of life till the time you are
Ah.
complete. Yeah. So a lot of solutions. So I remember, like I always give this example. There was this person who was a client, and he had he had some stuff going on at his workplace. Things were really going terrible, and he was stuck in this pattern of losing jobs one after the other. And he had a family to support. His children were studying higher education, and he asked me one question, that why is this happening again and again with me? And I asked him that, are you ready to do an inner child healing, and we can deeply
Hmm.
work with this? And at first he was very hesitant, but then he said, okay, let's do that, because he was really suffering a lot. And his wife was a very long term client of ours, and she insisted him on taking sessions. So, what was in the inner child healing session, what showed up was, in his childhood, at some point of time while playing or something, he was rejected so many times that he started feeling that he was not good enough and he did not deserve any good things. And on top of that, he had not so good relationship with his father, because of which he always felt that there was something wrong with him. Now, this pattern, we went through some of his experiences and healed those experiences, and after that, he started seeing shifts at workplace. He started feeling that, I no longer see that I lose my job. Or he says that even if I feel that I may lose my job, I always see there will be something better which will work out. So this mind shift happened to him, and it first happened to him internally, and then he said that, I actually feel that now my growth has started at workplace, because before that I was only lost in the circle, like
Hmm.
going back to shadow work, same things keep happening again and again, because we do not acknowledge the hurt. But because he acknowledged the hurt, because he acknowledged and sat with the pain and healed his inner child. What is inner child? The aspect of us in our childhood which felt those difficult emotions, which was left unattended, because simply because we did not know how to work with them. We reconnect with that emotional experiences as a child, which shape your patterns,
Hmm.
and we work with them to create changes
Ye-
in our current life, thus healing the root cause. And first the changes happen internally, and then you see that in your external world too, things started shifting. Right. So in a nutshell, I'm putting it, because like I
Yeah.
said, these are very deep topics. But if
Yeah.
anyone
Hmm.
wants to know what is inner child healing, I can simply say that it is healing your childhood wounds so that you don't recreate the same experiences in your
Yeah.
future. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, actually, what is integration? We hear this word
Okay.
after healing
Yes.
session, and
After healing sessions.
yeah, everyone like the healers or like the
Yeah.
people who are guiding you through meditation, they would use this word. So I think people want to know what is integration.
Absolutely. So I think let us look at integration as putting those things, um, allowing the healing, allowing the insight, or allowing that shift which has happened in the healing to settle in our body, in our life, in our
Ah.
energetic space. And when transformation, so in the coaching sessions, people often experience transformation, but when it becomes lived reality and not just that momentary experience. So I always talk about this, that, when people are, when people come for our sessions, they say that, wow, what a session. But if they have to make that aha moment and that happy moment and those happy things into a lifelong transformation, we need to integrate that energies. That's why we always end sessions with groundings, or we often end sessions with telling people that create this as a habit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we do. We tell them to create a daily routine with the newest modality which they
Yes,
have learned. For
yes,
example,
yes,
Reiki, when we teach Reiki, and after we finish the sessions and after the class is over, we explain to them how they can add it in their routine. Like
yes,
once it becomes a part of your life, like as a habit,
absolutely.
once it
Yes,
becomes part of your life, then it will be well integrated in the system, in the
yes.
body, in the mind, in the soul. Yeah. Our teachers also taught that to us, and we also teach to our students. Yes,
Right,
like
right. So integration is, yes, it's imbibing within you,
practice.
practice within you, and do daily things to, so this works with the very beautiful thing called neuroplasticity. You are accustomed to be living in a particular manner, and you want to change that. The first day it's going to be very difficult, the second day it's going to be still difficult, the third day maybe you still find it difficult, but you do it. By the fourth day, you are slowly, your neurons in your brains are slowly started getting accustomed to it. After 21 days, it becomes a habit. And
Yes,
that is
20 days.
exactly how it
That
works.
that not everyone knows. 21 days to make a habit. Very
So that's
nice.
that's how
It's one of the
integration works.
important things to be done after you learn something, like anything for that
Absolutely.
matter. Practice,
Absolutely. Exactly.
isn't
So
it?
that is exactly what integration is.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Ashwini. Ashwini, there are many other words which we need to also address and explain the meaning from our listeners. We have received these questions. So I think we can stop today's podcast here, and we will do a part two of
Yes,
decoding the spiritual terms podcast very soon. And
absolutely.
we will continue this podcast in another second part. Until then, we hope to that all our listeners, all our viewers, we hope that this episode brought clarity and
Mm,
grounded understanding to all the spiritual language and
absolutely.
all the words that we keep seeing around us. Thank you, Dr. Ashwini. Thank you so much. So basically, Ashwini, would you say that it just does not depend on what words we use, but our consciousness also is important behind these
Yes,
words?
yes, yes, yes. So, these terms are like, I would use the word jargons. They are more like jargons, and people who are in this field might know them. But for some people, even if you don't know the meaning of these words, I would still say that you are on the path of, your spiritual journey. So take this as an additional knowledge for knowing the words, but what matters more is the experience, your state of consciousness, and what are your thoughts, and how you are living your journey is what will matter. So yes, we will talk more about this in the next episode. I'm looking forward for that. And thank you so much for bringing all of this, putting all of this together. And I had such a fun time talking about these terms. I think we could go on and on maybe for another few hours, but our time is,
Yes, we will
yeah,
continue. We will
we can
continue in part.
continue with it. All
Thank you. Thank
right.
you so
Thank
much,
you
Shmi.
so
And thank
much.
you. Thank you everyone for listening and watching our podcast. And stay aligned, stay aware. And we will see you in the next episode.
We are
Bye.
moving towards the fifth dimension. Let's keep our vibrations high, and let's keep doing more and
Yes.
more love.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashwini. Bye.
Bye.